Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome back to Wraith the Giants, a game by Scott Alms, part of the solo hero series from Renegade Games, and the one that I've been covering for the last few videos on this channel. We have gone through the base game of this pretty much through and through, did a how to play on it with the Earth Giant, which is right there in the middle, and then we showed gameplay for all three of the different Wraiths, and the last three Giants within the box, the Water Giant, Air Giant, and the Fire Giant. If you saw that episode, the last one, spoiler alert slightly, it didn't really go very well for our Elder Wraith. So we're just going to run with a story mode of that. She didn't actually lose that battle to the Fire Giant in an alternate universe. She was able to come back and use her powers and ultimately defeat him. Now we have gone forward ahead once again, 23-ish years, says 23 years, but I feel like it's a little bit more, give or take. And the Elder Wraith at the time has since passed away due to old age. Now we have a brand new Wraith on hand, along with a brand new Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be looking at the New Dawn expansion for Wraith the Giants. So currently, this is only available if you purchase Wraith the Giants as is. Like if you bought the base game, you get the New Dawn expansion added into it. I don't know if this is ever going to be sold on the Renegade website. I hope it is at some point. That'd be really cool. But I think at one of my previous videos, I mentioned this being available for purchase and everything. Unfortunately, it is not right now. But if you buy Wraith and the Giants, you do get this, as part of it anyway. This again introduces two Wraith, even though it's one Wraith, there's one character and one Giant you're getting. You get a set of twin Wraiths. That's right. Within this generation of the Wraiths, a pair of twins, that how you would say that, is born. So these two young ladies have to go up a brand new menace, the Metal Giant. And it's just really cool seeing this initial expansion because this actually opens up for quite a bit that you could do further, like down the line. Like different types of Wraiths as well. Besides just aging or whatever, you probably have, a Beast Wraith maybe, I don't know what type of creatures are within this world, but maybe have something interesting, animalistic type Wraith. And then of course, a lot of different elements that you can use for your Giants as well. But for this case, let's go ahead and read up on the stories for the Twin Wraiths and the Metal Giant. Come back here and I'll show you how to work with each of them and what unique mechanics they bring to the game. The Twin Wraiths. The stories are clear. The role of Wraith passes from grandmother to the fruit of grandmother's daughter. No exceptions. Grandmother had no way of knowing that this inheritance could fall on the collective shoulders of twins. Saving the village from the Giants is now a shared responsibility of two souls. The twins come together to form a sum greater than their parts as the Wraith. They share their skills with blade and bow, allowing four hands to weave a symphony of cooperation while they come at the Giants from multiple directions at once. With two minds and bodies as one mission, there is nothing they cannot handle together. The Metal Giant. When mankind first smelted ore in furnaces, hammered tools, and weapons red hot from the forge, the Metal Giant began to take shape in the bowels of the world. The Giants are the heaven's way to remind humanity of its place in the natural order of things, and the Metal Giant is no exception. It is a towering construction of metallic plates surrounding a central body of raw ore, an armored warrior of epic proportions. The Metal Giant is a weapon and little more. The immeasurable strength it possesses to move its titanic weight also makes every motion, every step, into a world-shattering attack. Worse, its armored flesh is nearly impenetrable. Only those skilled enough to find gaps in its plates have any hope of surviving its onslaught. Alright, let's talk about the Metal Giant first before we talk about our twins. First off, the Metal Giant has 35 wounds that it would need, plus whatever is on the Wraith. Our twins add 7 health to it, so that means we have a total of 42 wounds that we need to do this thing. Now, the Metal Giant doesn't have any of the Dangerous Foothold expansions to it at all, but trust me, it doesn't need it. What you're seeing here on the board are all these little shields around it. You're going to take the shield tokens and you're going to go ahead and cover those over just like so. I have a feeling this is kind of like the Dangerous Footholds where you don't have to use all 7. If this guy becomes a little bit too difficult for you, you can maybe remove like 2 or 3 of them to make it a little easier. But generally what this is that whenever you are on any one of the footholds that is adjacent to this, so anything like surrounding this one, for example, what do we got? C5, C2, C3, and C6. Any one of those would actually get a reduction of 1 wound for each of them if you try to attack them, so long as the shield is still here. Now, it doesn't matter how many shields are around them, so you have a shield here and a shield here for C6. It's still, if you're going to do 2 wounds to it, it would only do 1 because it's shielded all the way. But ideally, what you want to do is you want to destroy these shields in order to open that up. You have to do 2 straight damage to this shield in order to be able to attack it. Now, from any one of the nodes adjacent to it, you can use a melee or a ranged attack. Either one doesn't matter because they will both hit it. And as long as you do 2 straight damage, you flip it over, or you can remove it altogether, really, and boom, it has been defeated. It's removed from the board. You can leave it flipped over. So now it will not provide the damage reduction to any one of its adjacent footholds. So that's what you want to do. You want to run up, destroy them that way. The damage does not carry over as well. So if one of the Wraiths cards, whether you're playing the Twins or Adult Wraith, whatever, if you have one card doing 1 damage and another card doing 1 damage, that doesn't matter. Each one of those 1 damages just ping right off it, does nothing. You have to do 2 straight damage to it in order to get rid of the shield. Otherwise, it works the same as all of the other giants. So you're going to take the deck of metal giant cards that come with it. This guy needs 4 scars in order to defeat him, or getting rid of all of his health. I did a little shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out from the pile there. And we're just going to flip straight down away. Now we got doubles again. So here we have A1 with a shield of 7. This has doubles on it. So now if either one of those are ever shown when a giant goes through, then it's going to be able to do this attack. It's a weaker attack, but it's still really tough. B1 for 9 health on that one. If a foothold adjacent to at least 1... Okay, if on a foothold adjacent to at least 1 shield, then discard 1 per adjacent shield. So now that's one that's going to play off of more shields on the board. I believe it has a lot of things like that. Always active. Shields require 3+ wounds on a single attack to destroy it. That's terrible because now you have to do 3 hits in order to kill it. That's from C1 8, C5 for 10 health right here, and finally we have A3 for 9 health right there. Yeah, this guy is no pushover, but we do have a pair of Wraiths to take this guy out with. I'm going to move these up here because these are very important tokens that we need when using the Twin Wraiths. So basically, this is, again, twins. Each one of them does act independently. Now, the difference between this one and all the other Wraiths is that, for one, you're using the Young Wraith deck. So that's telling you that right there. That's why I have the Young Wraith deck right here next to me. Whenever you play a card to a row, the top row will be done by the first twin, which is going to be her right here. So she has the red hair. And then the second twin will be taking the second action. That's her right here with the white hair and the cool hat on and everything. Now, this one has a sword, this one has a bow. You don't necessarily need to do that or whatever. Like, she doesn't only use the sword and she doesn't only use the bow. You can do either way. But they will not be able to take multiple turns by themselves each round. One will do one reaction, the other will do another. So keep that in mind while you're playing the cards up here. Their collective health is 7. That's not 7 apiece. That is between the 2 of them. So all wounds that any one of them take at any time will go onto this board no matter what. Which means that you have an advantage with the Twin Wraiths being able to separate your attacks, dealing more widespread damage. However, that also means that you have a greater chance of being hit by multiple attacks. You take too much damage from the 2 of them, and then they both go down. The final thing that the Twin Wraiths have that the other Wraiths do not is that instead of fearless actions or the skill trees that you saw from the adult and elderly Wraith, we have right here this like grid section. That's why I moved those tokens up top. Basically what it is on your turn, once per turn, when you would use, like anytime you would use a fearless action, this is what you would do instead. You would take one of these markers that has the twin's head on each side, and you would cover over any 2. So I say I covered over these 2 right there. That means that I was given 1 straight sword attack and 1 for climb. You put it like this, and you have to use both of them, and each twin has to do one of the actions. Now, if I do it like this, I'm pretty much saying, oh, the red one's doing this, and the white one's doing that. I could have that reversed. You can go like this as well, just to kind of show. That's what I like to do. I like to flip it over so I know which one of the twins is doing what action. But in the long run, it doesn't matter. Once it's covered up, that's it. You can no longer cover up any other ones on that spot for the rest of the game. You cannot double overlap like that. And then, of course, once you run out of these markers right here, which is quite a few, you shouldn't really, but should you ever run out of these in the middle of your game, that's it. They can no longer take these special actions. Watch for the negative effects too as you go through this. You may take wounds or lose cards depending on what you cover over. And otherwise that, everything plays out pretty much exactly the same. You know, the Wraiths take their turn, the Giant takes its turn, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until there is one victor. Now we shall see exactly how we will do with this. I need to start building them both up pretty soon in order to get the most out of their cards. So we have a skilled climb, we have another skilled climb. Actually really good to give both of them, just to start going up certain areas of the Giant and give them each a hand and an eye to start doing attacks. Seeking Shot, Piercing Blow, and the Skilled Shot. All right, this is a pretty good opening hand for our twins. All right, so I am going to start actually just by using both of these skilled climbs. They are the exact same card, and I'm going to put it next to each one of them. We'll take our little meeples, we'll put them on the ground level of the floor, and now the first twin, the red-haired twin, will be able to move, or climb, I should say, upwards equal to their hand value, so that's 1. Same thing for the twin with the white hair. Twins can share the same spot, twins can go past each other, and they can kind of maneuver around each other. I'm actually going to take them both and move them up to B3, because the very first, Giant card that's going to attack is going to hit anything in a number 1 position. This Piercing Blade is going to be amazing for taking out one of the shields. The big thing with the Metal Giant is balancing your attack cards between having enough damage and ability in order to take out the shields and then also the cards themselves. So we're going to go ahead and keep the Piercing Blade. I'm going to just actually toss the Skilled Shot. I'm going to have that kind of rotate back in. I have a feeling I'm going to be reshuffling this deck at some point. So we'll draw 3 cards. See, movement and a shot, but I need to build up more eyes. Another Path Climb, which is pretty good. And we have Dive Bomb, which will do 1 damage to everything, but again, you need to do multiples amount of damage. All right, the Giant right up here. This is the A17 health card. If you are in a 1, you deal 1 wound. No one's in that, so that is done. Let's shift everything over. And we draw, what are you? You are D19. That triggers white and green. We do have a green right here, if an A or an E, but we are both in a B, so that's good, so that doesn't trigger. However, this will move up 2 because of the first miss and then the second one. All right, so before I play any cards at all, I am going to go ahead and use their Fearless action, whatever it is you want to call it for the twins here, and I'm going to put it right up here. I'm going to actually do it on this one, but I'm just showing you that the red-haired twin will take a drop action, and the white-haired twin will do a single point arrow shot, which isn't going to mean anything because I can't really do any damage anyway. So the red-haired twin is actually just going to drop back to the ground level. The white-haired twin is going to stay here on B3. It doesn't matter what I hit. 1 damage is going to ting off of it anyway, but I want to set this up because I want to get the red-haired twin up this way to C1. So the first thing we will do a path climb for the red-haired twin. That'll get her right up there to where exactly I need to get her. And then I'm going to we're going to take this Seeking Shot right here. We're going to have the white-haired twin do a few, ranged attacks, but this, do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that one yet. Wrong one. I'm doing that Seeking Shot, the one that has the 2 eyeballs, because that'll at least do 2 damage. So she is going to go 1, 2, right up here to C1, so this way she can be able to take out this shield next turn, and then the Seeking Shot enables me to move up to 2. I'm just going to move 1 to B2, and I'm going to take the long-range shot against B1. It would do 2 damage, but it's only going to do 1 damage because of the shield that's in the middle, which is fine because then I can hit this right there for 1, and now this, if you're on a foothold adjacent to a shield, then this will actually not take effect because I have a wound on it. So hooray for that, and that'll save my my girls for right now. The Dive Bomb is going to help me for right now, so might as well just hold on to that for the moment being, and we will draw Endurance Climb. We got a Strong Swing. Oh, that's really good. I can take out 2 shields next turn, and then we got that too. Fantastic. All right, that'll work. All right, so Metal Giant for this B19 does nothing because it has a wound on it, so that is out of the game. Everything shifts down, And we draw another card from you, which is E28, showing a blue, and there's no other blue here, so we have survived for right now. That next card is going to attack an A and D, so right now we're doing pretty good and not taking that hit. What I am going to do is we're going to put the piercing blade for the red-haired twin, and then we'll do the strong swing for the white-haired twin, and that'll actually take out 2 shields on the giant. D1 and A3 are coming up really quickly in terms of the giant's weak point. So I'm actually going to have the red-haired giant defeat this shield right here, and then next turn get her up here somewhere in order to be able to do some good damage that way. I may even get her up here by going 1, 2, and then over and being able to hit something. So she took out that shield using 3 of her damage. I'm going to have her... Which one of these 2 do I want to take out? Actually, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to change this around a little bit because I forgot that as of still right now, she would only be doing 2 damage to it. I would need to do 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this back and we're going to do... You know what? Yeah, let's do a Seeking Shot. I think that'll be a little bit better because she'll be able to move up 2 spaces and be able to hit D1 using the full amount of her attack. So she'll go 1, 2, and then with the adjacent shot here, do 2 damage because she has 2 eyeballs in that row to D1. So that'll actually put a bit of a hurt there. So we'll take 1, 2, and put it all the way over here to at least start scarring that one up. Yeah, that was a much better plan. And that still saves her the ability to use a melee attack a little bit later. I'm going to leave all 3 of these cards because I think I can use them, you know, as are for the next few turns. Some movement, some attack. Yeah, I got to get this endurance climb onto the first Wraith because that'll start doing some major damage that way. Also, the good thing is that once this goes away, I can just do 2 damage to the shields and they should be fine at that point. So this is gone. So hooray for that. We're not even in those. We're on C. We're on C. So that didn't do any damage. Move these over. And we get B3 with 9 health with a yellow. No yellow on the field. We're getting lucky here. All right, we're going to once again go ahead and use the board right here. I'm going to do it like that. There we are. So we're going to have the white-haired twin take a 1-point range shot and the red-haired twin move 2. So she's going to take her range shot on D1. So that's going to hit that, which will be very nicely done. Boom, 3 damage out of that. And she's going to move 2 up to a 3. All right, I need to get the red-haired twin off of that spot before the giant attacks. So we're going to do that in order to do a movement and then a burst ability. So she'll be able to hit a few different cards at least. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take the strong swing. And just from where our white-haired twin is, she's going to go ahead and take out another shield on the giant. So we're going to leap up here to D1, getting her out of the way, and she's going to do a bomb attack, which will hit A3, which is great, and then it'll hit D1 as well. Let me actually take these 3, put that there. We got, okay, so that's 4 damage out of that, which is nice. And then I'm going to have her just defeat this top one by its face, taking the 2 damage off from there, because I have a feeling D2 and D3 might come out at some point soon. Getting rid of this shouldn't be a problem, but at least having a few more exposed weak points would be great. Plus, if I can maybe move over, get rid of this, I can start hitting some of the E's as well. It's such a hard strategy because each card only affects one of them, so you got to really bob and weave how you want them to go. I don't want to get rid of Endurance Climb because it has 2 hands on it, but a straight upward attack isn't really going to... maybe I will, but we'll leave it for right now. All right, that's good. Skilled Shot, definitely going to go to the white-haired... and then also another one with a drop and a strike. Ooh, okay, that's good. All right, I did move the Giant's Rage upwards on the last one. I forgot to do it before, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of this because it doesn't do anything. Giant rages one more time. Everything moves over. And, okay. A28 right here. It has red. That's targeting E and C. Oh, nope, the white-haired twin is in... Oh, no, she's in C5, so she's going to get hit. So everything that's here plus all of this. Okay, so let's just take this a little bit at a time. The actual card itself means that we have to remove 2 cards from the deck unseen, and each of our raids then take 2 damage. From here down, our white-haired twin will drop. I'll drop her in a moment, but that's a wound. We lose another card. We take another wound. This is what happens if you get hit. And we lose another card, and that is that. Ow! Oh my goodness. I'm just going to have her drop the C2. It doesn't say how many, it's just a drop action, but at least from here I can reposition her again, maybe get her into a better spot in order to take out another shield. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm putting her back here. I'm going to have you drop. So you're going to drop all the way down to A1, because it is a downward spot, and whenever you drop as many as you want. I am doing that so I can set her up in order to get over here to A2 and ultimately defeat that and hopefully scar it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the endurance climb for the first Wraith right here. And that's just going to move her up equal to her breath. I'm only going to move her up. You know what? I'll move her up too, just to kind of get out of the way of anything else that might be happening. So we'll move her up. And then for the other Wraith, actually I realized I did it again. This has a scar on it. So that actually doesn't do any damage to me whatsoever. So long as it's scarred, it doesn't do anything. And anyone can get out there and can let me know otherwise, but those actually go back. This all comes off. They are not hurt at all, which is fine. But that also kind of messes up my one ability because I wanted her to fall all the way down here. And now let me rethink. All right, so then we'll do this. We'll go ahead and we'll put this here, making sure that the red Wraith can drop down as much as she needs. Actually, you know what? We'll do it this way. We'll have the red Wraith drop, and I'll reposition the white Wraith into a better spot. All right, so we'll move again her all the way down to A1. Yeah, because then I can move on up and start taking out A2 that way. I still want to get D1 defeated. I need to do 5 more to this, and I know C is going to be attacked next turn. So actually, we will move her up this way. We'll just leap on over to D1. We'll do a setup right now. So we'll do the endurance climb for the red Wraith, because that'll give her a bunch of hand icons as well to do a melee attack. And then I definitely want the white Wraith to hit where she is right now. We'll do Falling Blade for her. So red Wraith will go. She'll go up to A2 because she'll just hit that thing with a melee attack on her next turn. Right here, we're on D1. I am going to do a straight melee attack for this. So that's going to be 3 more damage here, which is pretty good. That's 3, 6, 7. I only need to do 2 more. And she has to fall. E and C get affected, so she's going to fall down over to A3. Which again really doesn't matter because it's scarred, so it's not going to do anything. I need these for the attack. The stride is really good. Yeah, let's just keep it with these. 1, 2. I put these back in the order that I pulled them, by the way. So this is exactly what I would have drawn regardless. Double eyes. Oh, that's great. That's also good, dropping and then going back up. Okay, so we know that A3 with the 9 health is done. It does have 1 health taken away, so that's at least something. But again, moving right along, flipping. All right, so it's C2 for 10 health, green. But again, green is this. This is also on the ground. Neither of us were on the ground, so that's good. This would not trigger anyway. But I need to beat this card now in order to scar it. Okay, so at least with the red Wraith, I'll be able to do half the damage on the A2 spot that I'm at right now. So she'll do 4 damage, which is all of her hand signals up there, and then she'll be able to move. For this Wraith, I hate doing such a powerful attack right now. It's 4 damage, but that's I need to do that in order to be able to defeat, to scar up that 1 card. All right, so here we are. We're at A2. We're going to do 4 damage. So I'll take a 3 and a 1, and A2 is all the way over here. So that's halfway done from there. And then she moves. I'm going to move her up to D1. And then we're on A3 right here, but the A3 is what I'm aiming at. I'm actually aiming at D1 right here. She would do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only need to do 2. So I lose 2 of the damage, but it doesn't matter because I have defeated my first card. I've scarred 1 out of the 4 for the Metal Giants. All the metal. I love this for a quick maneuvering card, especially if I get some type of bow and arrow. So we're going to leave that. I'm going to put the sprint climb back in. We're going to draw 3. It's 1, 2, and 3. All right, so I guess we're doing some type of reposition movement next turn. The giant has a scar, so that doesn't do anything. That is 1 out of 4 needed in order to defeat it. Move on down, move on down. Let's see what happens here. C6, 7 health, blues trigger. This is one that is active. I don't think either of us are in C. Nope, neither of us are in C. So that would have hit us if we were there, but we are good to go. Oh, and then this one popped out as well. Always active. If adjacent to a destroyed shield, you are dealt one more wound when wounded. So we are near destroyed shields. We got to be careful should we get wounded because this will increase that by 1. Doesn't matter how many shields there are. It will only go up by 1. Still very dangerous. All right, so again, this is a reposition move. C is going to get hit, so we got to be careful. I'm going to go ahead and do a light stride for the red-haired Wraith, and we're going to do a swift stride for our white-haired Wraith, which pulls them up to like massive amount of damage for range and melee for each of their characters. Love how that works out. All right, so she just got a leap. So we're just going to leap ourselves over to A2, prepping ourselves for the next turn in order to be able to scar that. She will be able to climb up to her breath, which is 5, which is fine, and then she drops whatever. So I'm actually just going to climb up 1, and then we're going to go drop, drop, drop to B2. Do I want B2 or do I want... it really doesn't matter. No, we'll do B2. B2 is fine. I think that'll be good. C2 is definitely what I need to hit, but it's shielded. It's not shielded by 4, mind you. It's only shielded by 1. But to destroy all these shields would be a waste of time. So I got to figure out another tactic. All right, I think we're okay with movement-wise. I'm going to get rid of these 2. I want to try to find a few more attack cards. So it's 1. All right, that's enough to get rid of a shield, which is fine. Basic attack. And there we go. There's a massive attack right there. So that's at least something. All right, so Metal Giant attacks. C. None of us in C because I managed to move her out of the way. So that's good. All this moves down. We should be able to scar that next turn. Whoops, get back here as I fling things around. Always active. That is C47 with a yellow as well. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. If adjacent to a destroyed shield, deal 1 extra wound. Fortunately, yellow triggers, which is this one, and if you're on a foothold adjacent to at least 1 shield, that is 1 wound per adjacent shield. Okay. Now we have some problems that happen right here because that is going to hit. That is an active attack that will trigger the rage meter as well. So our red Wraith is stunned for the turn. She isn't going to have hit or she's not going to be able to do anything. Somebody drops. So I'm actually going to drop down the red Wraith. So that is 1 wound right here. We lose a card out of the game. We do another wound and we lose another card out of the game. In addition to that, she is adjacent to 2 shields, so that 4 damage I took off is legitly back now because of that move. I'm just moving her down to A1. B3 is going to trigger this turn, and it's going to hurt no matter what. So I would rather try to do some damage to it to get rid of it. I think what I'm going to do is I can do at least 1 damage to it with a quick shot here. If I put that here, and that'll keep that from going anywhere, and that won't do much of anything else. So no matter what, whatever I put on the top row, the red Wraith is stunned. She can't do anything. So whatever is here is here. I don't want to do any attacks or anything. I'm going to put the light stride up here just to give her just 1 more melee attack. Maybe I'll do a quick jump. Oh, no, this will jump. Actually, I could probably, okay, I see what I'm doing. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, nothing happens to her because of the stun. She does 2 hits to B3. 1 of it tings off because of the metal, but at the very least, B3 takes a wound, and that will not trigger on its next turn. Leaving everything the way it is right here. I'm not going to move anyone else around. I'm not going to use any of their specialties. Oh, a straight shot attack. Oh, my goodness, I got to get my Wraith somewhere. Great. All right, perfect. Oh, and even all right, I got a lot of damage coming for this. This will be good. Okay, so we know that that is fine. This is gone. B3 at 9 is finished. We are running to the end of everything here, so I gotta be very careful about what it is I play. 7, E1 7 for this blue. Always active. If in C, E, neither of us are in those, so that's fine. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we're gonna give something a shot here. I'm gonna do the Momentum Blade right here for her, and then the Seek Shot for the white-haired Wraith. And we're going to see what we can do about knocking out maybe 2 cards this turn. So I need to get her back up to A2, so we're just going to do that for the 1 that I need to do, and I do 3 damage to this spot on Accosted, which of course is only 1 short, because it's 1, 2, 3, 7, but I do have a plan. Let me move the other Wraith first. We're going to be going after C4, so I'm going to go 1, 2 for the climb, and then we're going to do a ranged attack onto C4 right here using her Seeker Shot, which will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage, -1 because of the shield, so that's actually 3 C4. Where's C4? C4's over here. 1 and 2. So it does 6 damage. It is 1 short from defeating that one. However, I'm going to take another one of these right here, and we're going to cover it up this spot right here. So our white hair Wraith is going to move 1, is going to climb 1, and then our red hair Wraith is going to do 1 damage where she is. So she'll climb up, and she'll do 1 damage to A2, which again scars up another card. Awesome. Wow, that's 2 out of the 4 that we need in order to defeat the Metal Giant. The other one is really close to being defeated. I'm actually going to put Skilled Swing back because I need some movement. I need mobility. Put Power Jump back as well. Man, I hope that's a good move. We got 1, 2 right here. Let me shuffle up my discard pile. We're running out of base attacks too because of things that were taking damage and everything. Got a Swift Stride for a leaping ability, and oh, yes! Oh, sweet, I'm glad that I kept that. This one, put that back in the discard pile. All right, Metal Giant takes another scar damage. Right there. Move everything down. And we flip over D3, 9. White symbol. Nothing matches that. We're safe for now. I think I actually should have 2 more wounds up here because I do have 2 always active. If I take damage next to something that has a destroyed shield on it, I take 1 extra wound. So that's 1 for each one of those 2 cards in the lineup like that. In addition to that, this I think is up to the 2nd spot. I kind of lost track of how mad the Giant is, but that's okay. We should be all right. I know I'm 1 health away from dying, but I think I got this. So we're going to go ahead and put a Jump Slash on to the red hair Wraith, and we're just going to do a straight skilled shot right where we are with this Wraith. Do I want to do, yeah, let's do the skilled shot just so I make sure to get all the damages that I need. All right, so with her, I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. I'm actually going to make my way all the way up to D3. I know that's 9 health, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and then 9 health, and I'm doing a melee attack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -1, 6. So it's 6 damage to D3, which is all the way at the end of the line here, giving me more than enough time in order to defeat it with only 3 more damage needed. And then as far as you go, you're in D1. Of course, you are going to arrow shot C4 right here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, -1, 7. But all I really need to do is, I only need to do 1 damage to that. That is such a waste, but you know what? I have to do it. I have to hit it. Even though it's only 1 damage, all that extra damage is lost. But hey, that is scar number 3 out of 4. So I just need to scar it 1 more time. If I do 3 damage to this, I have won. I'm also really, I mean, I will next turn because I have the strong swing, but you know, very, very scared about that. I'm going to discard that card and draw 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, the problem is the burst ability doesn't really do much because it reduces by 1 if it's surrounded by shields, and most things are surrounded by shields. And actually, before we do anything else, I realized something. I'm going to go ahead and use a focus action right now. What am I going to do? I need to move somewhere. We're going to put it right here. So we have a 1 arrow ranged attack for the red Wraith, and then a 1 leap for the white hair Wraith. This is before we do anything else. I need to do that to move her out of the way. She's in C4, she has to move down. You're in D3. Now you're in, because I can't be in B or D for this next card that's going to go off. So she just leaped down over here to kind of get away from the attack. She does a range attack, which does nothing anywhere because everything is all blocked. Oh, that was close. That would have killed me. That would have killed me if that was the case. So yeah, again, using their abilities. Now, we could still be in trouble depending on if something triggers here. This is also the last turn. So whatever happens here, happens here. And that's it. D2 for 8. I white triggers, but because that is scarred, nothing happens. I need to defeat this thing now because if I go to draw from here and can't, then the giant has won. We have taken too long. Good thing it doesn't matter, because I can just do a nice strong swing against the giant right in the spot I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, -1 for 7. All I need is 3 in order to defeat it. So boom, baby, pop, pop, pop. All the scars have been hit. The metal giant has suffered 4 damage and has crumbled to the ground in a giant metallic heap. Again, going back to what I said at the very beginning of this episode, you could do so many cool mechanics and everything with different wraiths and now different giants and things like that. Like, this just showed me the amount of variability that you could have with your characters as possible more expansions come out. This could definitely go for like maybe 1 or 2 more expansions, you know, each one having a new giant and a new wraith in it. I think that's really cool to have. Just continue the story forward. You know, the wraiths might be older, but maybe they have a different connection in that case. You know, one, I mentioned the beasts or whatever. Maybe one is a beast rider, you know, have, you know, a new deck of cards, one for the white haired wraith, one for the red haired wraith or something along that way. So I don't know. There's a lot of different ideas and things like that that could really work with this. As far as fitting everything back in the box, I do just want to mention really quickly that I managed to get everything into the box from the expansion and the base game. Just these boards are really awkward in the box. I wish it was just a little bit taller. If you put a lot of the components to the far left, it does shut. It might be a little bit off center. Might be a little bit bubbled up, I guess you could say, from the middle. But overall, it does all fit in there. Any expansions won't be able to fit probably, but that's okay. I still think that this could have a lot more potential to it, at least for like 1 or 2 more. In any case, once again, thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey through Wraith and the Giants as I went through all of the Giants and the Wraiths, showing what each of them do, their mechanics, what they add to the game, things along that ways. If there are any new developments for this game in the future, I'll be sure to make videos in then just to kind of show you what they're all about and everything. But until then, in order not to miss any future games that I put out for you to enjoy, whether they're from the Solo Hero cities, anything from Renegade, or just fun videos I put out, because I really enjoy making these board game videos because they're so much fun and you guys have a great time watching them. Be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad. If you wish to support the channel even further, there's a bunch of ways to do that down in the description section below. Biggest one being that if you like this game and you want to add it to your collection, make sure you get this expansion with your game by purchasing it. There's an affiliate link down in the description section below. It'd be greatly appreciated if you guys use that, because all that does go a long way to helping the growth for Home Gamer Dad. But regardless of anything, no matter what, your view, your like, your share, your comment, all of that and more is what I appreciate the most, and I thank you guys so, so much about them each and every time. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together. The twin concept is fascinating. I love it. That's awesome the way that they work together. I'd like to see more of like this idea in other games as well, because I feel like this is an untapped market for mechanics for certain things, for sure. Until we see something like that, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.